Chosen one. Pause right here. You feel it, don't you? This moment is not random. This is not just another Sunday. Not just another scroll. Not just more noise on your screen. Something in your spirit has already stood to attention. Heaven has leaned down over your life. And this exact Sunday has been marked as the day your atmosphere shifts. You are not late. You are right on divine schedule. You have walked through weeks, months, even years where you felt like you were surviving more than living. People saw your smile, but God saw the weight behind it. They heard, "I'm fine." But heaven heard the silent, shaking whisper, "God, please don't leave me like this." This Sunday is heaven's answer to that cry. Not because you are perfect, not because you did everything right, but because you are chosen and you are remembered. There are days humans plan, and there are days heaven ordains. This is one of those ordained days. While others treat it as ordinary, something in you knows it is different. You have felt a strange stirring, a holy unrest, like you are standing on the edge of something you can't fully explain. That is not you overthinking. That is your spirit picking up what God is releasing over you right now. In this very moment, you have always been different. You never fully blended in. Even when you tried your hardest, you loved harder, felt deeper, and noticed what others ignored. Your sensitivity made you feel weak sometimes, but in reality, it was evidence that you were set apart. You were not designed to be numb, you were designed to be tuned in. That is why you could never stay comfortable living far from God. That is why compromise always left you feeling empty. You are marked. The battles that tried to break you were not random either. The attacks on your mind, your peace, your finances, your relationships, and your identity were all about one thing stopping you before this kind of day arrived. The closer you came to this miracle Sunday, the louder the warfare became. Confusion, heaviness, sudden discouragement, strange resistance, these were signs, not of God's absence, but of the enemy's fear. Hell does not waste energy fighting what is empty. It fights what is anointed and dangerous to darkness. It is written in the book of Isaiah, chapter 43, verse 19, "See, I am doing a new thing, now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? I am making a way in the wilderness and streams in the wasteland." Chosen one, that new thing is moving toward you right now. The wilderness seasons you walked through, where nothing seemed to grow, are about to testify. The very places where you felt most dry, most stuck, most forgotten, are the exact places where God is now carving out rivers. Your miracle Sunday is not the day God suddenly noticed you. It is the day He reveals what He has been forming quietly in the background all along. This is not a light, casual word. This is a crossroads moment. One path leads to more of the same, doubting every nudge, brushing off every confirmation, calling all of this coincidence. The other path leads into your destiny, believing that God really is speaking directly to you, responding with faith instead of fear, and saying with your own mouth, "I receive my miracle Sunday." Heaven has gathered its attention around your yes. So breathe in, chosen one. Let the tension you feel turn into holy expectation. Your story does not end in delay, confusion, or defeat. You are standing on the threshold of blessing that heaven has already unlocked with your name written across it. This is the day something invisible but undeniable shifts for you. This is the day the spiritual climate around your life changes. This is the day you agree with what God says instead of what fear says. Right now, heaven is searching the earth for those who will dare to believe, even without seeing everything yet. You have that kind of faith inside you right now. Today, it may feel small, but it is real. When you choose to respond, you are saying, God, I trust your timing more than my feelings, and I choose to move with you. If this word is igniting something deep inside you, do not stay silent or passive. As a prophetic act and a step of public agreement with what heaven is doing, like this message, share it so it reaches another chosen one. Subscribe so you stay connected to this flow. And then go to the comments and type 777 as your declaration. This is my miracle Sunday. Heaven has unlocked my blessing, and I receive it by faith. You begin to notice, chosen one, that the more heaven speaks over you, the more your past begins to make sense. All the strange edges of your story, all the moments that felt like cruel detours, start lining up like puzzle pieces that were always meant to fit. You realize you have never been ordinary. You were marked long before you were misunderstood, set apart long before you were ever rejected. There were rooms you wanted to enter that shut in your face. Friendships shifted without warning. Opportunities sparkled right in front of you and then vanished as if pulled away by an invisible hand. At the time, it felt like rejection, humiliation, even abandonment. But now, under this miracle Sunday light, you start to see that what felt like rejection was actually redirection and protection. Heaven was blocking what would have broken you. Average lives are allowed to go anywhere. Chosen lives are not. There are places your spirit simply will not settle, no matter how attractive they appear on the outside, because your assignment is too costly to be wasted in the wrong environment. You were never built to be background. You were never shaped just to blend in. You were never designed to live and die unnoticed by heaven and unmentioned in the story God is writing in your generation. That is why mediocrity has never sat comfortably on you. Every time you tried to shrink yourself to fit a room, a relationship, or an expectation, something inside you cracked a little. You could pretend to be small for a season, but you could never stay there, because heaven has written more over your name. The frustration you felt was not failure. It was the clash between a miraculous call and an average environment, between who you are and who you were trying to be. Heaven has always treated you differently, even when you did not understand why. When others could play with sin and walk away seemingly untouched, you were the one who felt conviction so heavy you could barely sleep. When some people drifted from God and still seemed to function just fine, you tried to disconnect, and everything in your life went hollow and colorless. That is the evidence you are not built for distant living. You are built for holy closeness. As Jesus himself declared in the Gospel of John, chapter 15, verse 16, "You did not choose me, but I chose you and appointed you so that you might go and bear fruit, fruit that will last." Let those words sink in. You were chosen and appointed, not as decoration, not as background support for everyone else's story, but to bear fruit that remains. This is why temporary thrills never satisfied you, why shallow connections left you empty, why pretending to be someone else drained you so badly. There is a permanent assignment on your life, and anything less than that will always feel like wearing shoes that are too small for your destiny. Look back at the doors that closed and the people who walked away. At the time, you called it loss. Heaven called it filtration. God was not punishing you. He was preserving you from being anchored in places that could not hold the weight of your future blessing. If some of those people had stayed, if some of those doors had opened, you would have settled for a smaller life and named it enough, never discovering what was truly written over you. You are not sent to live a small story. You carry answers that generations after you will benefit from. You carry healing that will flow to people who have no idea your name is being prepared to collide with their pain. You carry light that exposes darkness without you even trying, which is why some people felt uncomfortable around you without understanding why. Your presence alone disturbed atmospheres that were not aligned with God. So, on this Miracle Sunday, let this truth settle deep in your spirit. You are not cursed. You are not forgotten. And you are not behind. You are marked for miracle, not for average. Everything that has tried to reduce you, contain you, or convince you that you are too much or not enough is being exposed as a lie. From this day, you begin to walk with a new awareness. You are not chasing worth, you are carrying it. You may still feel tired, ordinary, or overlooked. But heaven is not consulting your feelings to decide your identity. God settled that verdict long ago. Today is about you finally agreeing with what He has spoken instead of bowing to what fear and comparison have whispered. You stand in this moment as one who has been hand-picked, refined by fire, separated from the crowd, and prepared for blessings that match the weight of your calling. Let that truth guard your heart. Lift your head and straighten your back, because from now on, you walk boldly as the chosen, not the forgotten. You did not imagine it. Chosen one. Every time you moved closer to God, the pressure increased. Every time you inched toward breakthrough, life seemed to hit harder. You thought something was wrong with you, but in reality, something was right in the spirit. The battle over your breakthrough has been real, and this Sunday exposes why it has felt so intense. Think back over the last season. Just when you thought you were stabilizing, something shook again. When your heart began to hope, disappointment tried to crush it. When you decided to pray more, distractions multiplied. When you tried to renew your mind, old patterns whispered louder. This is not random drama. This is targeted warfare against a chosen one standing on the edge of a miracle. The enemy has studied your patterns, your wounds, your triggers. He saw the moments you almost gave up, and he pushed harder there. He saw the relationships that wounded you, and he tried to convince you to shut down completely. He saw the delays in your life and whispered, "See, God forgot you." But he miscalculated one thing: you are still here. You are still listening. You are still open to heaven. That alone proves he did not win. You need to understand this clearly. The greater the assignment, the greater the resistance. You are not under attack because you are weak. You are under attack because you are dangerous to darkness. Your prayers shift atmospheres. Your obedience reroutes destinies. Your yes to God breaks chains not only off you, but off others connected to your life. That is why the fight has been so heavy and so personal. The Apostle reminds us in his letter to the Ephesians, chapter 6, verse 12, "For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this dark world, and against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms." This means The real war has never been about the person who hurt you, the boss who overlooked you, the family member who rejected you, or the circumstances that broke your heart. Flesh and blood were just the stage. The real conflict was spiritual. The enemy wanted your faith, your focus, your fire. If he could not destroy you, he tried to distract and drain you. If he could not make you turn back completely, he tried to make you move so slowly that you would never step fully into what God planned. On this Miracle Sunday, heaven is pulling the curtain back. You are not just a tired person in a chaotic season. You are a warrior in the middle of a spiritual clash over your next level. That is why your mind has been under siege. That is why anxiety tried to wrap around your chest. That is why old temptations resurfaced right when you decided to go deeper with God. The enemy knows that once you truly understand who you are and what is being released over you, his grip breaks. But hear this, the battle over your breakthrough does not end with you defeated on the floor. It ends with you standing. You may feel bruised, but you are not broken. You may feel weary, but you are not powerless. The very attacks that tried to crush you have actually revealed the weight of what is coming. Hell does not defend empty territory. It only fights where there is something valuable to lose. You are not fighting for a small upgrade. You are contending for a shift that touches your bloodline, your calling, your future. The resistance you feel over your finances is because there is provision assigned to your purpose. The resistance over your relationships is because there are covenant connections meant to multiply your impact. The resistance over your mind is because a renewed mind in you becomes a weapon in God's hand. So, in this moment, let your perspective change. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" begin to declare, "If the battle is this intense, my breakthrough must be significant." Let the tears you cried become proof that you did not surrender. Let the nights you almost gave up testify that grace held you together when your own strength failed. You are not standing here by accident. You are standing here because heaven refused to let you go. Right now, you are being given a choice. You can continue to see yourself as a victim of constant attacks, or you can step into your true identity as a warrior who has survived what was designed to destroy you. The battle is real, but so is the power of God resting on your life. Your Miracle Sunday is not the absence of warfare. It is the announcement that, in spite of the warfare, you still win. As a prophetic act of agreement with this truth, go to the comments and write, "I stand firm." Those 3 words are not just something to type. They are a declaration that you refuse to fold under pressure, that you recognize the spiritual battle, and that you choose to remain unshaken while heaven fights for your breakthrough. There comes a moment, chosen one, when heaven stops allowing what hurt you to continue unchecked. A moment when God himself stands up in the courtroom of eternity and declares over your life, "Enough is enough." This Miracle Sunday is not just comfort for your pain. It is a verdict against everything that has tormented you, bound you, and tried to rewrite your identity. You have endured cycles that felt endless. The same patterns of betrayal, the same financial strain, the same emotional roller coasters, the same spiritual highs followed by deep crashes. You prayed, "Lord, I don't want to keep going in circles." And at times it felt like your prayers floated into silence. But they did not. Every tear, every whispered, "Help me," every "I can't live like this forever" has reached heaven. There is a difference between God allowing a season to shape you and God allowing an attack to destroy you. For a while, He permitted certain pressures to refine your character, to deepen your dependence on Him, to reveal who and what truly belonged in your life. But God is not a passive observer of your suffering. There comes a line, a holy boundary, where heaven says, "This stops here." You are standing in that line-drawing moment. What once repeated is now being arrested. What once returned again and again is now being confronted. You may not see all the changes in the natural yet, but in the spirit, a decree has been released. That decree does not come from human strength or your own willpower. It comes from the one who has watched every battle, every abuse, every injustice, every manipulation, and has decided that the time of tolerating it is over. You have stayed in rooms longer than you should have because your heart was loyal. You excused mistreatment because you didn't want to be difficult. You settled for less because you thought maybe that was all you deserved. But heaven knows what you are worth. Heaven knows the price paid for you. And heaven refuses to watch you live below that value any longer. The Spirit spoke through the prophet Nahum in the book of Nahum, chapter 1, verse 13. "Now I will break their yoke from your neck and tear your shackles away." This is not poetry for you. This is prophecy over you. The yoke that made you feel like you could not breathe. The invisible weight that followed you into every new season. The shackles that no one could see but you felt every single day. God is declaring that He Himself is breaking them, not easing them, not adjusting them, breaking them. There were spiritual agreements you did not even know you were living under, lies you believed about yourself, words that were spoken over you in anger, curses that traveled through your family line. They taught you to expect disappointment, to normalize chaos, to live constantly braced for something to go wrong. So even when good things arrived, you struggled to trust them. But this is the Sunday heaven interrupts that inner narrative and declares a new one. When God says enough, it affects every level of your life. It touches how you see yourself, how you pray, how you choose relationships, how you manage your time, how you tolerate disrespect, how you respond to temptation. The same God who breaks external chains also breaks internal permission. He not only commands the enemy to leave, He also commands you to stop agreeing with what hurt you. There is mercy in this moment, but there is also holy seriousness. You are one decision away from walking out of cycles that have lasted years. Heaven is not just removing what oppressed you. Heaven is calling you to stop revisiting what God is delivering you from. There are conversations you will no longer entertain, habits you will no longer excuse, standards you will no longer lower. Why? Because God has said, "No more." And your spirit is echoing it. You may still feel the echo of old fears, wondering, is this real? Will things really change for me? That is normal when you have lived under pressure for so long. But do not confuse familiarity with destiny. Just because something has followed you for years does not mean it has the right to follow you into your future. God's enough is stronger than every year of struggle combined. This Miracle Sunday is a crossover point. You are stepping, even now, from tolerated bondage into enforced freedom. The same God who allowed certain storms to teach you endurance is now calming those storms with a word. The same God who watched you cry in secret is now answering you in public ways. Nothing that tried to break you will have the final word over you. The one who loves you most has spoken, and heaven stands behind His decree over your life, over your mind, over your house, Enough is enough. Chosen one. This Sunday is more than a nice encouragement. It is a reset switch in the spirit. You have been living with the feeling that you are always trying to catch up emotionally, spiritually, financially, even mentally. It felt like life kept moving while you were stuck in the same chapter, rereading the same pain. But right now, heaven is making an announcement over you. The page is turning. You are not just stepping into a new day, you are stepping into a new order. There are moments in time when God does not simply comfort you inside your current pattern, He changes the pattern entirely. This Miracle Sunday carries that kind of weight. The cycles that defined you, the timelines that mocked you, the delays that discouraged you are being confronted by a God who is not limited by clocks or calendars. You have looked at your life and thought, I've lost so much time. Time in wrong relationships, time in confusion, time in fear, time in environments that did not recognize who you truly are. You watched others move forward while you were rebuilding from things that never should have happened to you. The enemy wanted you to believe that because time was lost, destiny was lost too. But heaven is correcting that lie. Heaven speaks clearly through the words in Joel. Chapter 2, verse 25, I will restore to you the years that the locust has eaten. Not just moments, not just feelings, years. God is not only capable of forgiving your past, He is able to redeem it. That means He can take what looked wasted and weave it into a testimony so strong that nothing was truly lost, only transformed. The mistakes you regret, the seasons you wasted, the opportunities you think you ruined, He is powerful enough to fold them into your story in a way that still leads to glory. This Miracle Sunday is heaven's way of saying, you will not live the rest of your life under the shadow of what you lost. The divine reset switch does not erase your memory. It erases the power of those memories to define who you are and what you can become. The shame that followed you, the self-blame that spoke every night, the regret that whispered. It's too late now. Those voices are losing their authority over you. In a reset, systems restart, settings change, glitches are cleared. In your spirit, God is resetting how you see yourself and what you believe is still possible for you. You are moving from I hope something good might happen to I know heaven is backing me. You are shifting from surviving the week to carrying an expectation that blessing has permission to find you. You are no longer living as a prisoner of yesterday. You are rising as a partner with what God is doing today. This reset also touches your alignment. There are people, places, and habits that fit the old version of you but cannot go where you are going now. You will feel it in your spirit. Certain conversations begin to feel too small. Certain distractions lose their flavor. Certain compromises no longer feel tolerable. That is not you changing randomly. That is evidence of your reset. Your spirit is recalibrating to heaven's frequency. At the same time, God is aligning you with what truly nourishes you, His presence, His word, voices that lift you higher instead of pull you down, content that reminds you who you are in Him. This is why messages like this find you in key moments. Heaven knows you need consistent reminders that you are chosen, that you are seen, that you are not walking this path alone. And I want you to know something from a sincere place. If these words are confirming what God is already stirring inside you, it matters that you stay connected to this flow. Not because you need another voice to replace God's, but because sometimes you need a steady reminder to keep doing what your spirit already knows is right. So if this is speaking to you deeply, I invite you genuinely and without pressure to do something simple but intentional, like this message, as a way of saying, I agree with this reset. Share it with someone you know is also battling regret or delay. And subscribe so you don't have to search for this kind of encouragement when the week gets heavy. Let these words find you again and again until your mind fully believes what your spirit already knows. Chosen one, your Miracle Sunday is not just about one emotional moment. It is about a whole new storyline. God is reaching into the tangled timeline of your life and declaring, I still know what to do with this. The reset switch has been pressed over you. What felt wasted is being redeemed. What felt delayed is being realigned. And what felt over is being rewritten. Walk forward from this day, believing it your future is not a repair project. It is a masterpiece in progress. And heaven has just turned the page. Chosen one, have you noticed it in this season? It feels like heaven is trying to get your attention in ways you can't quite put into words. You glance at the clock, and the same pattern of time appears again and again. You see the same number on receipts, license plates, file counts, video views. You shrug it off once, maybe twice, but after a while, something in you whispers, this can't just be coincidence. Heaven knows how to speak your language. There are moments when God uses people, sermons, songs, and there are moments when He uses patterns, timings, alignments that are too precise to be random. This Miracle Sunday is pulling back the veil so you understand you are not crazy. You are not reading too much into things. You are being led, gently but clearly, into awareness that heaven is closer than you think. You have been in a season where you asked, God, is this really you, or is it just me? You did not want to be deceived. You did not want to chase signs and ignore the source. That fear actually shows the purity of your heart. You want God Himself, not just experiences. And because of that, He is teaching you how to discern His fingerprints. The patterns you've been seeing are not to replace His voice. They are to confirm His voice. As the prophet wrote in the scroll of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 3, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, though it lingers. Wait for it. It will certainly come and will not delay. You are living in that appointed time tension. The vision over your life has lingered. Promises felt slow. Breakthrough felt almost there, but not quite. In the waiting, God began to send you little winks from heaven, those repeating numbers, those exact phrases heard in different places, those moments where you would think something and then see it confirmed almost instantly. These are not your imagination. They are mercy markers on the path of your faith. Prophetic numbers are not magic. They are not lucky charms. They are reminders. When you keep seeing the same number, it is like heaven underlining a sentence in your story. It is God saying, pay attention. I am here. I am moving. I am not finished with you. The more you grow, the more you learn to test everything by His word, His character, and His peace. But you also learn not to ignore the ways He lovingly taps you on the shoulder. Think about how many times you almost talked yourself out of what God promised. You nearly convinced yourself that the dream was too big, the timing too late, the damage too deep. And yet, right at the brink of giving up, a pattern appeared, a number, a word, a confirmation, and something in you received fresh courage. That was heaven saying, don't do it. Don't quit. I am still in this. On this Miracle Sunday, heaven is not only speaking over you in general, it is speaking personally. Precisely. The patterns you've been seeing in secret are being called out in the open as a sign God has heard you and is answering you in a language that reaches both your mind and your heart. You are not following numbers. You are following the God who uses numbers to remind you that your steps are ordered. There is also a call in this: respond in faith, not fear. Some of you have seen these signs and then moved into anxiety, obsessing over every little detail, trying to decode everything as if God were hiding from you. But He is not hiding, He is guiding. Prophetic patterns are meant to comfort you, not control you. They are invitations, not chains. When you see them, instead of spiraling, simply say, Lord, I see you. I trust you. Lead me. Today, heaven is attaching a prophetic number to this Miracle Sunday for you. A simple, clear act of agreement. Go to the comments and write 999. Not as superstition, not as empty routine, but as your declaration that you are stepping into the completion of one cycle and the birthing of a new one. 9 is the picture of something carried to full term. When you write that number, you are saying, God, I agree that what you started in me is coming to full term, and I am ready for what's next. As you type it, do not rush. Let it be a moment between you and God. Whisper if you need to, I choose faith over fear. I choose trust over anxiety. I choose to see your hand in my story. The same God who has been speaking in patterns and timings is now watching how you respond. And your simple act of obedience, your small but sincere response, becomes a key that unlocks deeper clarity and bolder faith for the days ahead. The signs are real. Chosen one, the patterns are real. But more real than all of them is the God who loves you enough to use every means possible to remind you you are not alone. You are not forgotten. And your Miracle Sunday is indeed right on heaven's appointed time. Chosen one. There are parts of your story you still flinch when you remember. Nights where your pillow knew more about your tears than any person did. Seasons when you prayed with all the faith you had, and still watched things break, end, or fall apart. You asked honestly, God, why did you let me walk through all of that today? On this Miracle Sunday, heaven leans in with an answer. You were being prepared, not punished. There are trainings you cannot receive in comfort. There is an oil that only flows from crushed places. You wanted a quick blessing, but God wanted to build a strong vessel. So He allowed you to face pressures that felt beyond you. Not because He enjoyed your pain, but because He saw the weight of what you would one day carry. Gold is not formed in gentle temperatures, it is refined in fire. So were you. Those seasons when people walked away without explanation, those were classrooms. You learned that your value does not disappear just because someone else fails to see it. The betrayals that cut so deep you thought you would never trust again, those were surgeries. God was cutting out your dependence on human approval so your identity would be anchored in Him, not in unstable people. You did not see all this then. All you felt was loss. But heaven saw roots growing deeper each time you chose forgiveness over bitterness, prayer over revenge, surrender over control. You thought you were just surviving your pain. God knew you were being promoted in the Spirit. Every yes you whispered through tears was recorded. Every time you showed up for others while you were bleeding inside, heaven took note. The ancient words recorded in Romans chapter 8, verse 28 still echo over you now, and we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose. Notice it does not say, all things are good. It says, God works all things for good. The heartbreak, the delay, the disappointment, the rejection, all of it has been collected in his hands, not wasted on the ground. He is the only one who can take what should have destroyed you and use it to strengthen you. What the enemy meant as a burial, God has used as planting. Think about the compassion you carry now. Before the pain, you might have judged others more quickly. After the pain, you recognize brokenness in someone's eyes, and your heart moves, not in superiority, but in understanding. That is preparation. You are not just being blessed for yourself, you are being prepared to become a safe place for others, a carrier of the same comfort you once desperately needed. Remember the times you had nothing but God to hold on to when no advice worked, no person fully understood, and no distraction could make the ache disappear. Those were not just sad chapters. Those were foundations. You learned to hear God in silence, to feel his presence in a room where you were physically alone, to trust him when the outcome looked nothing like your plans. That kind of faith cannot be taught from a distance. It is only discovered in the fire. And now, as this miracle Sunday unfolds, you are seeing why it had to be you, why it had to hurt, and why it could not be rushed. A shallow root system would have snapped under the weight of the blessing heaven is unlocking over you. A fragile identity would have crumbled under the pressure of influence you are being prepared to carry. So instead of giving you a fragile blessing, God gave you a fortified soul. None of what you went through disqualified you. In fact, much of it is what qualified you. Who better to speak hope than the one who has known despair and survived it? Who better to carry healing than the one who knows what it is to be broken and restored by God's hand alone? Who better to demonstrate endurance than the one who walked through storms and still chose to stand? Your pain has become a hidden school of the Spirit. The tests were intense, but you passed more of them than you realize. You did not pass them perfectly, but you passed them honestly with repentance, with humility, with a desire to please God even when you didn't understand him, and heaven values that more than you know. So, hear this clearly. Nothing you suffered is wasted. The tears, the confusion, the lonely decisions no one clapped for, the nights you fought thoughts of giving up, these were not random episodes. They were preparation for this very hour, this miracle Sunday, this unveiling of who you really are in God. The blessing being unlocked over you is not lightweight. It matches the depth of preparation you have endured. And as you step forward, you will see it. Your greatest pain has secretly been shaping your greatest purpose. Chosen one, listen closely now. Up to this point you have heard about the battle, the preparation, the pain, the reset. But this Sunday carries another revelation. Heaven is not scrambling to invent something for you at the last minute. The blessing over your life is not being improvised today. It is being unlocked today. It has been written, reserved, and sealed with your name long before you ever knew to ask for it. You have spent years feeling like you were chasing something always just out of reach. A life that looked whole, a mind that felt steady, provision that didn't slip through your fingers. Love that didn't always end in confusion or betrayal. You chased. You strained. You exhausted yourself, thinking the blessing was somewhere out there, hidden from you. But in truth, the blessing has always been anchored up there, secured in places no thief can touch. From heaven's perspective, your life is not random movement. It is a divine story with chapters already authored, promises already scripted, inheritance already documented. While you were worrying about how much you lacked, heaven was looking at what had already been assigned to you: spiritual authority, peace, restoration, destiny, opportunities aligned to your calling. You were not empty. You were simply unaware of what was already yours. The Apostle reminds us in his letter to the Ephesians, chapter 1, verse 3, "Praise be to the God and Father of our Lord Jesus Christ, who has blessed us in the heavenly realms with every spiritual blessing in Christ." Notice the language has blessed us, past tense. This means there are blessings that existed in the heavenly realm over your life before you even stepped into this earthly moment. Your Miracle Sunday is not God deciding whether you are worthy enough to receive. It is you finally awakening to what His love has already placed in your account. Think of it like this: an inheritance can be written, signed, and fully legal. But if the heir never knows it exists, they will continue to live below their true status. They might work 3 jobs, exhaust their strength, and still feel like they are drowning while a fortune waits untouched in their name. You have lived like that spiritually, striving for what was already authored, begging for what heaven had already stamped approved. This is why the enemy fought your identity so brutally. If he could convince you that you were unwanted, forgotten, second class, or too broken, then he could keep you from ever reaching for what was already yours. Shame made you hesitant to ask. Fear made you reluctant to receive. Comparison made you believe everyone else was more qualified than you. Meanwhile, the scroll of your life in heaven remained full of prepared works, divine connections, specific doors, supernatural help. On this Miracle Sunday, heaven is not handing you cheap trinkets of temporary relief. Heaven is unlocking what carries your name in the eternal records of God. There are prayers you whispered years ago and then forgot. But God did not forget. There are sacrifices you made in secret that no one thanked you for. But God wrote them down. There are moments you chose forgiveness when revenge would have felt easier. Heaven took that as legal ground to release mercy and favor back into your story. Understand this: the blessing with your name on it is not just about money or visible success. It is about restoration of what sin, trauma, and darkness tried to steal: your sense of worth, your clarity of purpose, your joy, your courage, your capacity to love and be loved in a healthy way. Your blessing is wholeness. Your blessing is alignment. Your blessing is the right opportunities at the right time with the right people. You are not trying to twist God's arm today. You are not begging as a stranger at the door. You are stepping up as a child to a Father who has been waiting for you to come boldly. The doors that are opening are doors already assigned to your journey. The ideas stirring in your heart are not random. They are connected to works God prepared in advance for you to walk in. The peace that is beginning to settle on you is not fragile. It is part of your heritage. Do not let the familiarity of past disappointment blind you to the newness of what is happening now. Just because you knocked on the wrong doors before does not mean this door is the same. Just because people mishandled you in earlier seasons does not mean God is doing the same. He is not like them. His yes over your life is not half-hearted or temporary. It is rooted in a decision He made long before you even knew Him. So today, lift your head. Let your heart stretch beyond survival mode. Dare to believe that there is, in fact, a blessing already written with your name on it, and that this very Sunday heaven is unlocking access, clarity, and manifestation. You are not trying to earn what is coming. You are stepping into what has always been yours in Him. Chosen one. Your Miracle Sunday is not only about what God is saying over you, it is also about what you are saying back. Heaven has been speaking, confirming, aligning, unlocking. But there is a powerful truth you cannot ignore. Your mouth is a doorway. With every word, you either swing that door wide open to heaven's will, or you quietly slide the bolt shut without even realizing it. Think about how many times you felt the presence of God, sensed hope rising, and then heard yourself say, "Nothing ever changes for me. It's always the same." Or, "I just know this will go wrong." Those words did not match the move of God over your life. Your spirit was reaching up, but your mouth was pulling you back down. Today, heaven is lovingly correcting that pattern. This Sunday is not just miracle in the atmosphere, it is miracle in your language. You have said many things about yourself that heaven never wrote about you. I'm dumb. I'm cursed. I'm unlucky. I'm too broken. Those sentences became small cages. You felt trapped, but you didn't realize the bars were built with your own words. This is not to shame you, it is to show you how powerful you really are. If your words could build cages, your words can also dismantle them. On this Miracle Sunday, God is inviting you into a new way of speaking. Not fake positivity, not denial of reality, but agreement with His reality. When He calls you chosen, you stop calling yourself a mistake. When He calls you forgiven, you stop calling yourself filthy. When He calls you an overcomer, you stop calling yourself a permanent victim. Your mouth becomes an echo of heaven, not a replay of trauma. According to what is revealed in the book of Proverbs, chapter 18, verse 21, the tongue has the power of life and death, and those who love it will eat its fruit. This is not a metaphor for someone else, it is a mirror for you. Your words have been shaping the climate you live in. When you constantly speak fear, you breathe fear into your future. When you constantly speak defeat, you invite defeat to sit at your table. But when you begin to speak life, especially when you don't yet see it, you partner with heaven and pull what is promised into your present. There have been times you felt a nudge in your heart to declare something out loud. God is with me. This will work for my good. I will see breakthrough, but you held it in. Afraid of looking foolish, you thought, what if I say it and nothing happens? But what if you never say it? And that silence keeps you in the same place. Faith is not silent, it speaks. The very first sign of faith growing in you is often a change in what comes out of your mouth, even when your circumstances have not shifted yet. Notice how the enemy has attacked your words. In anger, you said things you didn't mean. In frustration, you cursed your own progress. In disappointment, you declared your own future closed. He wanted your tongue to work against you. Why? Because even hell recognizes that your mouth is a gate. If he can use your own words to block you, He doesn't need much else. You will imprison yourself with sentences you thought were harmless. But today, the pattern breaks. You are learning to use your voice like a key, not a weapon against yourself. When fear rises, you will speak peace. When lack shows up, you will declare God's provision. When shame tries to wrap around you, you will announce, I am forgiven and chosen. You are not lying when you say what God says. You are aligning. Alignment is the doorway to manifestation, and your tongue is the handle heaven is inviting you to grab. Right now, in this moment, I want to invite you into a small but powerful act of agreement. Go to the comments and write, I receive. Just 2 simple words, but in the spirit. They carry weight. You are not just typing letters on a screen, you are choosing a posture. You are telling heaven, I open the door of my life to what you are releasing. I will not reject it with my own mouth. I receive what you say about me. I receive what you have prepared for me. I receive my miracle Sunday, and I will speak like someone who believes it. As you write it, let it challenge every inner voice that says, you're not worthy, not ready, not enough. Your worthiness was never the foundation, His grace is. Your readiness was never perfect, His timing is. You cannot control everything around you, but by God's grace, you can begin to control what flows from your mouth. From this day forward, let your words be a doorway that welcomes heaven's will, not a wall that keeps it out. And watch your world begin to change dramatically. Chosen one. You know the feeling of spiritual traffic. It is like sitting in a long line of cars, engine running, heart ready, but going nowhere. You've watched other lanes move while yours stayed frozen. You've whispered, why does it always take longer for me? Why does everything feel harder? Today, on your miracle Sunday, heaven is placing its hand right on that question and refusing to let you carry it alone any longer. You have lived through seasons of constant almost free, almost healed, almost stable, almost stepping into what you know you were created for. It is exhausting to live right at the edge, to see the promise, but feel something invisible holding you back. That something has not only been circumstances, it has been spiritual gridlock, confusion, fear, unseen warfare, wrong alignments, and inner hesitation, like invisible cars blocking your lane. Eventually, delay began to sound like your own voice. When invitations came, you second-guessed them. When opportunities appeared, you delayed your yes until they slipped away. You told yourself you were being wise, cautious, realistic, but some of what you called caution was actually fear wearing a sensible mask. You waited to feel ready, not realizing that some readiness only comes after you move, not before. Right into this very place of frustration and stuckness, heaven speaks a word of realignment. It is written in the book of Hebrews, chapter 10, verses 35 and 36. So do not throw away your confidence, it will be richly rewarded. You need to persevere, so that when you have done the will of God, you will receive what He has promised. Confidence, perseverance, obedience, promise. This is the pattern God is reactivating over your life. Confidence is the engine. Perseverance is the fuel. Obedience is the movement. And promise is the destination. For too long, the enemy has attacked your confidence so severely that you never even pressed your foot on the accelerator. He wanted you spiritually parked key in the ignition, calling it waiting on God, while heaven was actually waiting on you to move with what he already showed you. This Miracle Sunday marks a change of traffic in the spirit. Where there were red lights, God is turning some to green. Where there was fog, he is bringing clarity. Where there were invisible blockages, he is clearing the lane. Some of this will show up externally, doors opening, people appearing, opportunities aligning, but it first begins internally, your mind loosening its grip on the story. I am always delayed, and your heart daring to believe. I am right on God's time. There are assignments you have postponed long enough, books unwritten, songs unsung, ministries unstarted, businesses only living as ideas in your notes app, conversations you know you need to have, boundaries you know you need to set. You told yourself you were waiting for more money, more support, more signs. But heaven has been whispering the same instructions on repeat. Trust me. Move. Start. Obey. Those whispers are not random, they are exit ramps out of delay. As you begin to agree with God's timing instead of your fear, you will notice the atmosphere of your life changing. The things that once felt impossible will begin to feel doable. The people who constantly drained you will fade from your circle. The pull of old temptations will weaken as your focus sharpens. Delay thrives where focus is scattered. It suffocates where purpose becomes clear. That is why God keeps reminding you who you are and what you're called to do. And hear this with your heart. You are not meant to navigate this shift alone. In a world overflowing with noise and distraction, you need consistent voices that point you back to what heaven is saying, that call out the chosen one inside you when life tries to bury you under discouragement. If what you are hearing right now feels like oxygen to your soul, then staying connected to this flow is not just nice, it is strategic, from a sincere place. I want to invite you to do something simple but intentional, like this message, as a quiet declaration that you are stepping out of delay. Share it with someone you know has been sitting in their own spiritual traffic far too long. And subscribe so that, in the middle of your week, when old patterns try to slow you down, these reminders can find you again and pull you forward. You are not just clicking buttons, you are choosing the kind of atmosphere you will grow in. Chosen one. This is your lane-clearing moment. The engine of your destiny has idled long enough. Heaven has lifted the spiritual roadblocks. And now it is your turn to press forward. No more wearing late as your label. No more agreeing with stuck as your story. You are stepping out of spiritual traffic and into God's appointed flow. The road ahead is opening, and by His grace, you are finally moving. Chosen one. There are situations in your life that have felt final. Papers were signed, words were spoken, doors were shut. People labeled you, judged you, walked away from you, and decided in their own minds how your story would end. You have looked at certain areas, your finances, your health, your family, your reputation, and quietly concluded, this is just how it will be for me. But this Miracle Sunday carries a different announcement. Heaven is not finished, and final is not what it looks like. You have grown used to living under verdicts you did not write, a mistake that became your identity, a failure that followed your name, a season that became a stereotype. People treated you according to who you used to be, not who you are becoming. You tried to move on, but shame clung like a shadow. even when new opportunities appeared. A voice inside you whispered, "You don't deserve this. Remember what happened." But there is a mystery about God you are now stepping into. He specializes in divine reversals. He does not just comfort you in the middle of injustice, he has the power to flip the entire script. Places of humiliation can become platforms of honor. Stories that began in brokenness can end in beauty. What looked like the end can become the chapter heaven always meant to use as a turning point. We are reminded through the writings of David in the Psalms. Chapter 126, verse 1, when the Lord restored the fortunes of Zion. We were like those who dreamed. That is the feeling of a divine reversal, like a dream you never thought you would live inside. You blink, trying to process the fact that the thing you prayed for, longed for, maybe even gave up on, is suddenly breathing again. The relationship healed, the debt cancelled, the diagnosis reversed. The door you thought would never open is now standing wide. And your name is being called into rooms you assumed were forever closed to you. Some of the biggest reversals in your life will not begin with an email or a phone call. They will begin in the atmosphere of your heart. You wake up one day and realize the bitterness is gone. The fear that used to grip you has loosened its hold. The memory that once pierced you now passes by without reopening the wound. That inner shift is not small. It is heaven turning the table on the enemy who thought he had permanent residency in your emotions. There are people who have looked at your current chapter and decided that is your whole book. They saw the struggle, but not the seed. They judged the mess, but never imagined the miracle. Some even built entire opinions of you from a single season. Yet they did not factor in the God of reversals. The God who can step into a story halfway through and still bring it to a victorious, redeeming end. This Sunday, the tables are turning in ways you do not yet see. There are conversations happening about you that you are not in, and God is in the room. There are decisions being made where your name is being mentioned for favor and not for failure. There are unseen chains breaking around your bloodline, cycles of addiction, poverty, emotional dysfunction that will stop with you and not pass to those after you. That is a reversal. You will look back and realize that the very things that were used against you became the reasons people listened to you. Your testimony will carry power because it will not be theory, it will be evidence. Evidence that God still steps into the middle of disaster. Evidence that He still lifts the humble. Evidence that He still restores what was publicly broken in ways that bring Him glory and give you a new level of authority. Do not be surprised if in this season people try to come back into your life, not to use you, but to understand you. They will ask, "How did you get here? How did you survive that? How did you change so much?" They knew the version of you that was crushed, anxious, bound. They never expected to see the version of you that stands tall, clear-eyed, and at peace. Your very existence in that state will be a testimony that the tables have turned. Chosen one, your miracle Sunday is not a fantasy. It is not spiritual hype. It is the beginning of a series of divine reversals that will unfold quietly in some places and loudly in others. What has been working against you is being confronted. What has been taken from you is being addressed. And what has been written over you in heaven is now beginning to overrule what was spoken about you on earth. Expect it. Walk like it. Because the God who restores fortunes and makes dreamlike reversals is moving in your story right now. Somewhere deep inside, chosen one, you know, what is happening in you today cannot be carried by casual faith. The blessing being unlocked over your life is too weighty to sit on a flimsy foundation of when it's convenient or when I feel like it. This Miracle Sunday is not just about what God is doing for you, it is about the kind of yes you are giving back to Him. You have known seasons of spiritual waves strong for a few days, then gone, on fire after a powerful word, then cold by midweek. You felt guilty about it, wondering why you couldn't stay consistent. But part of the reason is this convenience was still in the driver's seat. As long as following God felt easy, exciting, and emotional, you were there. But when it required sacrifice, discomfort, or risk, something in you quietly stepped back. Yet look at what He has done for you. How many times did God protect you from dangers you didn't see? How many times did He pull you back from decisions that would have destroyed you? How many times did He forgive what you were sure He was tired of seeing? This is not a casual love. This is covenant love, fierce, steady, unshaken by your inconsistency, committed to your destiny even when you were not. Heaven speaks clearly through the words in Deuteronomy, chapter 30, verse 19. This day I call the heavens and the earth as witnesses against you, that I have set before you life and death, blessings and curses. Now choose life, so that you and your children may live. Choose life. That is the call over you today. Not choose convenience. Not choose comfort. Not choose what everyone else is doing. Choose life, real life. The kind that requires a yes that costs you something. Covenant is not about feelings, it is about decisions. You will not always feel spiritual, but you can choose to be faithful. You will not always feel strong, but you can choose to keep your yes on the altar. There are places God is calling you higher, and you know it. You feel the tug when you move close to certain environments or habits. You sense the grief in your spirit when you entertain what you know pulls you away from Him. You are not the same as before. You cannot sin comfortably anymore. That discomfort is mercy. It is heaven reminding you that you are too chosen to live half in, half out. Covenant over convenience means this: you choose obedience even when your feelings are loud and your answers are few. It means you forgive because He said so, not because the person deserves it. It means you let go of relationships He has clearly put His hand on, even when your emotions scream to hold on. It means you stop flirting with what He is trying to crucify in your life. It also means you intentionally build rhythms that protect your yes. You set aside time with God, not just when crisis hits, but as a lifestyle. You filter what you watch, listen to, and engage with, not out of legalism, but out of loyalty. You stop treating your calling like a hobby and start stewarding it like an assignment. Convenience always looks for the easiest way. Covenant looks for the faithful way. This is not God threatening you. This is God inviting you. A convenient walk with Him will never carry the fullness of the blessing He wants to entrust to you. He loves you too much to pour heavy glory into a life that is open one moment and closed the next. Covenant opens the door and keeps it open. It tells heaven, you can trust me to keep saying yes, even when it hurts, even when it stretches me, even when I don't understand. You are standing right now at a line in the Spirit. On one side is the old pattern, in and out, up and down, fire and then distance. On the other side is a steadier path, imperfect but persistent obedience. A heart that returns quickly when it wanders. A life that is clearly marked as God's. Your miracle Sunday is not a one-day feeling. It is a doorway into that steadier life. Today, heaven is asking you, not only do you want blessing, but also, will you walk in covenant? Not a perfect covenant, but a sincere one. A yes that may tremble, but does not retreat. A yes that you renew every morning, even after nights of weakness. A yes that makes you different from the crowd, even if no one applauds you for it. As a prophetic sign of this covenantal shift, go to the comments and write 555. Let that number be your silent declaration, grace upon grace. I choose life. I choose obedience. I choose covenant over convenience. Not as superstition, but as a marker in time, so that when you look back on this day, you will remember. This is when I chose to stop playing with my calling and truly live as one of God's chosen ones. Chosen one. You have spent so much of your life feeling like the attacked one that you almost forgot this truth in heaven's records. You are the anointed one. Every assault against you, every wave of resistance, every strange and targeted hit against your mind, your heart, your relationships, your purpose, none of it was random. The enemy does not waste ammunition on people with no impact. You have been fought hard because you are called high. Look back with clearer eyes. Why did the pressure start so early for you? Why did you face battles in childhood, in your teenage years, in seasons where others seemed carefree? Why did your mind go through wars that others could not see? It was never because you were weaker. It was because the oil on your life was spotted early. Hell recognized your potential long before you understood your calling. When you walk into a room, even on your quiet days, atmospheres shift. People either feel drawn to you or strangely irritated by you, without knowing why. Some confide their deepest wounds to you, sensing safety in your presence. Others recoil because your light exposes what they are trying to hide. You thought you were just weird or too much, but in reality, you were carrying something, an unseen mantle, a quiet authority that your own mind has not fully caught up with yet. As was spoken in the sacred texts of old, in the first letter of Peter, chapter 2, verse 9, but you are a chosen people, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, God's special possession, that you may declare the praises of him who called you out of darkness into his wonderful light. Royal priesthood, God's special possession, called out of darkness. This is your true file in heaven. The enemy's strategy has been simple: keep you so focused on how attacked you feel that you never realize how anointed you are. If he can keep you self-absorbed in your wounds, you will never step fully into your warfare. If he can keep you rehearsing your pain, you will never release the power that came from surviving it. You have walked through seasons that felt like pure survival mode. But even in those seasons, something else was happening. God was training your hands for war. You learned how to pray when there was no one else to pray you through. You learned how to discern motives when people's words sounded right but their spirits felt wrong. You learned how to hear God in the noise and in the silence. Those are not the skills of a victim, those are the skills of a warrior and a leader. This is why certain attacks did not stop when you became more serious about God. They intensified. You imagined that more devotion would mean less warfare. But greater light brings clearer targets. As grace on your life grew, the arrows aimed at you sharpened, but so did your armor. You discovered authority you did not know you had. You broke free from patterns you once thought were permanent. That is what anointing does. It doesn't just make you feel better, it makes you dangerous to darkness. The shift you are stepping into on this Miracle Sunday is one of identity. You are no longer simply the one who went through a lot. You are becoming the one who carries breakthrough for others. Your story will not only be something you survived, it will be something you serve from. The very places where you bled will become places where others heal. Where you were once the attacked one, you will stand as the anointed one, laying hands through words, prayers, and presence, and watching chains fall off people who don't even know why they are crying in your company. There are realms of influence you haven't imagined yet, not for ego, but for impact. Rooms you will enter where your voice will carry unusual weight because it is backed by scars, not theory. People will listen, not because you are the loudest, but because there is an authenticity in you that can only come from walking through fire and still choosing God. That is what heaven has been building in you all along. Do not despise the marks you carry, the anxiety you overcame, the addictions you walked out of, the betrayals you survived, the depression you outlived. These are now part of your spiritual resume. In the unseen realm, you are known not by titles or followers, but by what you have endured without bowing to darkness. You are respected in heaven's ranks because, with all the arrows thrown, you are still here, still listening, still open, still saying yes. Chosen one. Let this sink deep. You are not just someone the enemy attacked, you are someone God has anointed. You do not walk empty. You carry oil pressed out of your own life. You carry authority won in midnight battles. You carry a testimony that hell could not edit. From this Miracle Sunday forward, may you stop seeing yourself as the constant target and start walking as the living weapon heaven has forged you to be. You begin to realize, chosen one, that a miracle is not meant to be a one-day firework that explodes and disappears. What heaven is doing in you this Sunday is not a momentary high. It is an invitation into a new rhythm. You are not called to live from crisis to crisis, breakthrough to breakdown, always waiting for the next big rescue. You are called to walk daily in a steady, supernatural flow, a rhythm of the miraculous. Think of how you have lived before. There were spikes, intense encounters, deep conviction, powerful tears, then long stretches of spiritual numbness, distraction, compromise, and confusion. It felt like you were always starting again, always rebuilding from the ashes of the last collapse. That constant up and down left you tired and secretly afraid that any good feeling in God would always fade away. But the God who met you on this Miracle Sunday is not just the God of sudden moments. He is the God of daily manna. He does not only show up in the earthquake and the fire, he also whispers in the gentle breeze. The same presence that shakes you in a powerful encounter is willing to sit with you in your ordinary routines during your commute, your work, your chores, your quiet thoughts at night. The miraculous is not only in the spectacular, it is in the steady. As the Apostle reminds us in his letter to the Galatians, chapter 5, verse 25, "Since we live by the Spirit, let us keep in step with the Spirit." That is the rhythm heaven is calling you into keeping in step. Not sprinting for a few emotional days and then collapsing. Not dragging your feet behind God's leading. Step by step, moment by moment. A life so tuned to his voice that you become aware of him in the small decisions as much as in the big ones. Walking in the rhythm of the miraculous means you begin your days differently. Instead of waking up and immediately scrolling, comparing, absorbing everyone else's noise, you pause, you acknowledge, Holy Spirit, I know you are here. Lead my steps today. That simple shift turns your day from random to guided. You start to notice divine timings arriving somewhere exactly when someone needs encouragement, saying a word that lands exactly where a heart is breaking. It also means you stop dividing your life into spiritual and normal, answering emails, cooking meals, studying, working, caring for children. These are not less holy than worship or prayer when done with Him. In the rhythm of the miraculous, you invite God into everything. Washing dishes becomes a moment to worship. Walking down a hallway becomes a moment to pray silently. Decisions about money or time become moments to ask, Lord, what is your wisdom here? You will notice that the more you walk this way, the less you crave chaos. The drama you once tolerated becomes exhausting. The conversations that go nowhere begin to lose their pull. Gossip, complaining, and constant negativity start to feel like static that disrupts your connection. It is not that you become better than anyone, it is that your spirit recognizes, I cannot live in constant noise and expect to hear the gentle guidance of God. The rhythm of the miraculous also looks like quick obedience. When you feel a nudge to encourage someone, you do it. When you sense it is time to let something go, you release it. When you feel prompted to pause and pray, you stop scrolling or rushing and lean in. Miracles often hide inside those small yeses. Doors swing on quiet hinges. A simple act of obedience can open a chain of events you never see coming. You will not always feel powerful as you walk like this. Some days you will feel tired, distracted, or ordinary. But the rhythm is not about your feelings, it is about His faithfulness. A drummer does not stop playing every time the crowd's mood shifts. In the same way, you keep your steps in sync with God's word and whisper, trusting that consistency builds something feelings could never build: depth, authority, stability, and slowly, you realize something beautiful. Your very life becomes a miracle for others. Not because everything is perfect on the outside, but because there is a peace in you that doesn't make sense. A hope that keeps rising. A strength that shows up right when you should be collapsing. People will ask you, how are you still standing? How are you still kind? How are you still believing? You will know the answer. It is not you performing, it is you walking in a daily, quiet partnership with a miraculous God. From this Miracle Sunday forward, you do not just visit the miraculous, you live in rhythm with it. You listen, you respond, you adjust, you keep in step. And as you do, your days, ordinary as they might look from the outside, become the stage where heaven moves freely through a willing, chosen heart. Chosen one. Breakthrough is not the finish line, it is the beginning of a new kind of battle. When God places a crown on your head, identity, authority, clarity. Calling the enemy does not shrug and walk away. He becomes more subtle. Before the breakthrough, he attacked you with obvious storms. After the breakthrough, he often comes with quiet compromise, distraction, pride, and weariness. This part of your Miracle Sunday is heaven saying, guard what I just gave you. Protect your crown. You may already feel it. Right after your deepest encounters with God, old temptations creep back in. not always loudly, sometimes just as a harmless thought, a familiar craving. A sudden invitation from someone you know is not safe for your spirit. There are moments when your mind whispers, "Now that things are better, maybe I can relax a little. Maybe I don't need to be so intense about God." That is not just a mood. That is a subtle strategy to loosen your grip on the very crown heaven just placed on you. Protecting your crown begins with recognizing that you truly have one. Shame will sneer. Who do you think you are? Talking about crowns, but heaven calls you royalty. Not based on your performance, but on your adoption. God placed honor on you where others placed labels. That honor is what the enemy wants dragged back into the mud. If he cannot stop your breakthrough, he will try to cheapen it until you treat it like it was nothing special. Just another phase you went through. After a miracle, you must become more intentional, not less. The environments you choose now matter more than ever. Some circles only knew the broken version of you. They are not interested in meeting the healed one. Around them, you feel the pull to shrink, to joke about what God treated as holy, to act like your encounter with him wasn't that deep. Protecting your crown sometimes means stepping back from those places, or at least refusing to take your crown off just to make others comfortable with their own compromise. It is right here, in the tension between what God has done and what the enemy is trying to undo, that Scripture speaks directly to you. As the Apostle Peter writes in the book of 1 Peter, chapter 5, verse 4, "And when the chief shepherd appears, you will receive the crown of glory that will never fade away." A crown that never fades, that is what heaven associates with your perseverance. God is not urging you to be careful because you are fragile. He is urging you because you are valuable. Thieves do not break into empty houses. The very fact that heaven speaks of a crown for those who endure is proof that what you carry now matters: your peace, your clarity, your upgraded standards, your restored closeness to him. Protecting your crown also means guarding your thought life. Your crown rests first in your mind. The enemy will send thoughts like arrows. You're faking it. This won't last. You'll fall back again. Before, you may have entertained those lies for hours. Now, protecting your crown means answering them quickly. No, God changed me. I am not who I was. I will not agree with lies about my future. You do not have to fight every thought in a long debate. Often, you simply refuse to host what God did not send. It includes guarding your habits, what you built with God in this miracle Sunday, those prayers, tears, decisions. Confessions are holy ground. You protect that ground by creating simple, steady rhythms, time in the Word, even when you feel nothing. Honest prayer instead of silent distance. Worship when worry rises. Repentance instead of running when you stumble. Crowns rarely fall because of one huge incident. They usually slip through many small neglects that no one sees but you. And remember, protecting your crown is not about living in fear of messing up. It is about living in awareness of what you carry. You are not walking on eggshells. You are walking with intention. A crowned one does not wander like someone with nothing to lose. They move like someone trusted with something sacred. That is you now, trusted with testimony, with influence, with a story that carries the fingerprints of God. In a world full of voices trying to pull that crown off: shame, comparison, temptation, distraction, you also need voices that remind you to keep it on. If this message is one of those voices for you, If it helps you sit up straighter in your spirit and remember who you are, then it matters that you stay connected to it, not out of pressure, but out of wisdom. So, from a sincere place, I invite you, like this message, as a quiet way of saying, I will protect what God gave me. Share it with another chosen one you know is close to dropping their crown. And subscribe so these reminders can meet you again on the days when your guard starts to slip. Let your online space be filled with what strengthens your spirit, not what slowly steals from it. And then, go to the comments and write, I choose my crown. Let those 4 words be more than a phrase. Let them be a vow. You are telling heaven, I will not lay down what you placed on me to go back to who I was. I will think, speak, walk, and decide like someone you have honored. From this Miracle Sunday forward, you are not just crowned, you are committed to keeping that crown. Chosen one. There will come a day when you look back on this Miracle Sunday and realize it became a defining line in your story, a before and an after. Not because every circumstance instantly turned perfect, but because something undeniable shifted inside you. The way you saw God changed, the way you saw yourself changed, the way you moved through life changed. From that inner shift, an outer testimony quietly began to grow. At first, you might not even recognize what has happened. You will simply notice that you respond differently. Where you used to panic, you now pause and breathe a prayer. Where you once spiraled in anxiety, you stop and remember, I am chosen. Heaven has already spoken over me. Where anger once exploded quickly, a new patience rises up instead. These may seem small on the surface, but in the spirit they are loud evidence transformation is real. Those around you will feel it before they fully understand it. The same people who watched you heavy, scattered, or constantly discouraged will begin to notice a quiet steadiness in you. They will ask questions like, why aren't you breaking down, or how are you still standing after all that? They used to think your peace came from circumstances. Soon they will realize it flows from a person you have actually met and trusted. You used to bury your pain, embarrassed by how broken you felt. You thought your story disqualified you. But under heaven's touch, those very places begin to shine. The scars remain, but they no longer bleed, they point. You start speaking about chapters that once made your voice shake. And now there is strength and clarity in your tone. The enemy wanted those pages sealed in shame. God is turning them into open testimonies that carry healing for others. We are reminded through the writings of David in the Psalms. Chapter 40, verse 2 and 3. He lifted me out of the slimy pit, out of the mud and mire. He set my feet on a rock and gave me a firm place to stand. He put a new song in my mouth, a hymn of praise to our God. That is what this Miracle Sunday is truly about. Your pit may have been depression, addiction, shame, confusion, compromise, or heartbreak. But you are not staying there. God is placing your feet on something solid, His faithfulness, His word, His love. And as He does, a new song rises inside you. Not just a worship melody, but a whole new way of speaking about your life and your future. Being a living testimony does not mean everything becomes easy. You will still encounter hard days, disappointments, and moments where old emotions try to resurface. But you no longer face them as a hopeless victim. You face them as someone who has already seen God lift you out once, twice, many times. Every fresh battle is filtered through the memory of his past rescues. That memory itself is part of your armor and your witness. There are people who watched you at your lowest, numb, angry, lost, drowning in confusion. They quietly concluded things about you they'll never recover. This is just who they are now. Heaven heard those silent verdicts and responded with this very Sunday. The fact that you are rising, healing, and walking with new authority is God's personal contradiction to every voice that doubted his power over your life. There are also people you have not met yet who are waiting for the version of you that is emerging right now. They will need the exact kind of understanding, encouragement, and courage that can only be born from your journey. When they meet you, they may never know how much it cost you to stand this whole and this peaceful, but heaven will know, and you will know. That awareness will keep you humble, grounded, and deeply grateful. You will find yourself saying, I used to be, and there was a time when, not to glorify old darkness, but to magnify God's light. You will stop being ashamed of your process and begin to see it as part of your assignment. Because when you find someone standing where you once stood, you will not only offer them advice, you will offer them hope that has been tested. You will say, I know this valley. I walked it, and I saw God make a way where there was none. This is what it means to become a living testimony of Miracle Sunday. Not that you constantly talk about this day, but that the fruit of this day keeps appearing in your choices, your words, your atmosphere. Years from now, you may quietly trace the courage you carry, the wisdom you walk in, and the peace you live from back to this very moment when heaven unlocked a blessing, and you dared to believe it was truly for you. Your life itself will stand as proof that God still rescues, still restores, and still rewrites stories in ways no one saw coming. Chosen one, feel this moment with your whole heart. You have walked through revelation after revelation, layer after layer, and now you stand at the edge of something holy, the ceiling, not a feeling, not a fleeting emotion, but a spiritual stamp. Heaven is not just visiting you today, heaven is marking you. This Miracle Sunday is not meant to fade into the blur of all your other days. It is meant to live in you as a permanent reference point, a sealed place in your story. You are not the same person who first leaned in to listen. Something has been rearranged inside you. Old lies have been exposed. Hidden courage has been awakened. Wounds have been touched by a gentle, holy hand. There is a deeper stillness in your spirit, a new awareness that you are not abandoned, not random, not background. You are God's chosen one. And those words are no longer just a nice phrase. They are beginning to feel like your real name. Heaven does not seal what it plans to abandon. Heaven seals what it intends to send. Oil is not poured out just so you can feel special. It is poured so you can shine, carry, and give. The blessing unlocked over your life today is not meant to sit in a corner. It is meant to run through you like a river touching your thoughts, your choices, your work, your relationships, your future decisions. You are not just healed for yourself. You are healed so you can walk as a carrier of hope. The Apostle reminds us in his letter to the Philippians, chapter 1, verse 6, He who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion until the day of Christ Jesus. Let that settle in you. He began this work. He is continuing this work. And he will complete this work. You are not responsible for manufacturing your own transformation by sheer willpower. Your responsibility is agreement, continually saying yes, again and again, even on the days when you feel nothing, even on the days when old feelings try to return. His faithfulness is the anchor, your yes is the sail. Being sealed does not mean you will never feel weak again. It means that even in weakness, something in you remains convinced, I belong to him. You might stumble, but you will not stay down the way you used to. You might cry, but you will not drown in your tears. You might be confused for a moment, but you will not be swallowed by confusion. There is now a line in the spirit, a mark that says, property of heaven, do not touch. You are being sent not necessarily to a distant nation, though that, too, is possible, but certainly into your own world, your home, your job, your friendships, your online spaces, your city. You carry a different fragrance now. People may not be able to explain it, but they will feel it. A peace that doesn't match your circumstances, a kindness that doesn't make natural sense, a courage that rises even when you still feel small. That is the evidence of the seal. Set apart for glory does not mean set apart for ego. Glory is not about your name being famous, it is about his nature being seen. As you walk forward, glory looks like you choosing integrity when compromise would be easier. Glory looks like forgiveness where revenge would feel satisfying. Glory looks like late-night prayers for others when no one sees your sacrifice. Glory looks like saying yes to God when no one is clapping for you. There will be quiet days after this. Days when nothing feels particularly miraculous. Do not be tricked into thinking nothing is happening. Seeds do their deepest work underground, in hidden soil, away from applause, away from attention. Your Miracle Sunday has planted things inside you that will continue to grow when the emotions have settled. Trust the process. Trust the planter. Trust the seal. You may still hear old voices, accusations from your past, memories of failure, echoes of, you're not really changed. But there is another voice now that you have learned to recognize more clearly. The one that whispers, you are mine. I chose you. I am not done. Let that voice have the final word. Every time. Over time, the noise will grow weaker, and the seal will speak louder. So here you stand, sealed, sent, and set apart for glory. Not perfect, but willing. Not finished, but in process. Not empty, but full of something sacred that words can barely hold. This Miracle Sunday will not remain just a date on a calendar. It will live as a turning point in your spirit. Walk from here with your head a little higher, your heart a little steadier, your steps a little surer, knowing that heaven has not only touched you, it has claimed you. And nothing in this world is strong enough to unchoose what God himself has chosen. Chosen one. Before we close this moment, just pause and notice what is happening inside you right now. The screen you're looking at is ordinary, but what God has been doing in your heart is anything but ordinary. You've walked through pain, preparation, warfare, identity, miracles, and sealing, and you're still here, still listening, still open. That alone says so much about who you truly are. You are not the same person who first pressed play. Something in you has stood up. You might not have all the words for it yet, but your spirit knows something has shifted for me. I can't go back to the way I saw myself before this. That awareness is precious. Protect it. Feed it. Surround it with the right voices and the right atmosphere. What God started in you through this Miracle Sunday is meant to continue beyond this one encounter. Tomorrow, next week, next month, you'll need reminders. You'll need moments that call you back to your identity when life tries to drag you down into old patterns. You'll need to hear again, you are chosen, you are seen, you are not done. That's why staying connected to this kind of message matters. If this word has met you in a real place, if you felt God speaking between the lines, if you wiped tears, if you whispered "that's me" under your breath, then let your response be more than silent agreement. Take a small but intentional step like this message as a way of saying, Lord, I receive what you're doing in me. It costs you nothing, but it marks something. Then think of one person, just one, who is fighting their own hidden battle, who feels stuck, forgotten, or on the edge of giving up. Share this with them. You never know, this could be their Miracle Sunday too. Sometimes the greatest gift you can give is not advice, but a word that carries the presence of God straight into their situation. I also want to invite you to comment below, not just with an emoji, but with something that anchors this moment. You can write a simple line like, I receive my Miracle Sunday, or share one sentence about what hit you the hardest. Your words might be the confirmation someone else scrolling through the comments desperately needs. Testimony always multiplies impact. And if you know you need ongoing encouragement like this, if you don't want this to be a one-time spark that fades out, then subscribe. Not out of habit, but as a decision, I choose to stay connected to what builds my spirit, not what drains it. Let your feed, your timeline, your online world become a place that reminds you of heaven's voice over your life. You are walking away from this moment different, maybe quietly different, but truly different. Carry that awareness into your week. Re-listen if you need to. Reread if you have to. Let these truths sink from your head into your heart, and from your heart into your daily decisions. Heaven has announced it. Your Miracle Sunday has arrived. Your blessing is unlocked, and your story from here will keep proving it. One faithful, chosen step at a time.